The EstateMaster Property Development Suite comprises of Development Feasibility, DF, to determine a project's viability and its highest and best use, Development Management, DM, for budgeting and forecasting live development projects, and Corporate Consolidation, or CC, your key portfolio management tool providing easy access to reports, dashboards, and visual access to all your cash flows in DF and DM. This is a fully integrated solution that will provide your business with more precise and a clearer view of costs and revenues, both actual and projected, throughout the life cycle of all your development projects. The EstateMaster products are designed around a powerful, flexible, and easy-to-use, familiar spreadsheet interface, and have become the industry standard used by over 20,000 property professionals around the world. Implementing the EstateMaster Property Development Suite within your organization provides a fully integrated development process which has the following key characteristics. They support the entire development's life cycle and build enforceability. By having the same system integrated throughout the business, there's a common language of inputs, processes, and analysis between all departments. This fosters a greater understanding, enforceability, cooperation, and collaboration between all. They are scalable. The consistent approach is easily scalable and adaptable to business growth both in staff and geographically. They are accurate and trusted. The valuation controls in the system enforced a standard method of data input, which in turn provides a clearer understanding of assumptions, outputs, analysis, and reporting for decision-making. They give immediate results. The whole operation is linked into a common monthly reporting cycle with forecasts updating profit and loss, projections, and key property data on costs, sales, and commitments. And they reduce risk. By using proven software systems, they are industry road tested and widely accepted by property professionals as an industry benchmark. Now we've seen what the Property Development Suite can provide as an integrated solution, let's use it in a real-life situation. Acme Developments Limited have a site that they want to develop called Greenwood Park, and they've asked their acquisitions analysts to prepare feasibility options for the highest and best use of the site. In order to create the feasibilities, the acquisitions analyst will obtain relevant data on costs and revenues from various sources, including quantity surveyors, their own internal research team, and sales agents. They'll then input this data into DF, Development Feasibility, and from this they will be able to evaluate development opportunities and test project feasibility, calculate key investment performance indicators including residual land value, development margin and profit, net present value, and internal rate of return. They can compare multiple options side by side to ensure the best financial outcome for the development site is achieved, analyze risk using sensitivity testing and probability analysis, and investigate flexible funding options and joint venture arrangements. In the following example, the analyst is preparing a feasibility for the Greenwood Park project using DF. This is simply achieved by manually entering the cost and revenue assumptions in the appropriate input cells of the model. However, unlike other applications, DF is built on a powerful spreadsheet interface, meaning many familiar features found in Excel can be found within EstateMaster. For example, instead of manually inputting data, cells can contain formulas, or they can be linked to other cells. You can copy and paste data from other cells, or you can highlight and just drag and fill. They can even be linked to cells in custom worksheets that have been added to the DF file. For example, here a quantity surveyor has provided the analyst with data on development costs in an Excel spreadsheet. This can easily be imported into DF as a custom worksheet, where it can be further formatted and where appropriate input cells can be linked. Having the ability to add formulas, copying, pasting, and linking cells significantly reduces the time to set up a model and also minimizes data input errors. Once all the assumptions have been entered in DF, it automatically generates the project's detailed periodic cash flow table, which not only shows cash inflows and outflows, but also the workings of different debt and equity loans, and a summary report which summarizes the project's revenue, costs, and key performance indicators, which can be further broken down by area or lot. For multi-stage projects, there's a staged cash flow report, where you can see a breakup of costs and revenues and allocated global costs on a stage-by-stage basis. In the Financials tab, it provides you with a profit and loss statement and a balance sheet, and there are various cash flow charts. In addition, there's a Gantt chart, which provides a visual representation of the project's timelines to assist with scheduling and the timing of the project. The Sensitivity tab allows the analyst to test the sensitivity of the project and changes in various key assumptions. And the Probability tab provides a risk assessment of a project by assigning probability profiles and running multiple simulations to derive a probability change for the development margin and the IRR. Once the analyst has reviewed the reports and is satisfied with the feasibility, it can be stored away as an option in DF. DF can store up to 8 feasibility options in each file. And using the Consolidate tab, the revenues, costs, and key performance indicators are all stored options and can be viewed side by side. In the Greenwood Park project, we can see the analyst has created 3 different feasibilities for the site. The first option is a 179 lot subdivision. The second is a 200 lot subdivision representing a different mix of product. And the third is the same as option 2, with the developer contributing 20% of the equity. Although we can see that option 3 has the greatest gross development profit, but the lowest internal rate of return, Acme Developments decided to proceed with that option as it has the lowest debt exposure. At any time, the data in the DF file can be exported into the EstateMaster Enterprise database. For a more detailed look at DF, please see the separate DF version 6 video on our website or YouTube channel. Once the preferred feasibility has been approved by management and the development is ready to commence, the DF file is passed on to the Development Manager and EstateMaster Development Management, where the feasibility can be imported from DF and we can set an original budget. We can manage and track project costs and revenues over time, including actuals to date, forecast to completion, commitments, and accruals. Report on budget variances against the original project and previous forecasts by overriding forecasts with actuals. Import actual data from a company's accounting system using customizable account codes and various import tools. And analyze risk using sensitivity testing and probability analysis. In our example, you'll recall that Acme Development selected option 3 as the approved feasibility for the residential subdivision development. To import this feasibility to DM, simply click on the Data button and choose Import Feasibility. Once the feasibility data has been imported into DM, it will then ask you if you want to set it as an original budget. Now that the original budget has been set, the Development Manager can start updating the forecasts with the actual revenues and costs over time. Although the cash flow table in DM can be adjusted by either manually overriding values or by adjusting the input assumptions, the easiest way to do this is one of our inbuilt import functions. This can be done directly from one of our supported accounting systems we have a built-in integration for, like MyOb or Xero. Or, if your accounting system can export the required data to Excel or CSV, there is an option to import from an external file. During the import process, the data is validated and automatically imported into the cash flow. The Development Manager then reviews the actual data, makes adjustments to his forecast as deemed necessary, notes reasons for any variances, reviews and prints reports for the month, and then rolls the model forward a month. When the roll forward is performed, depending on the reforecasting mode, the cash flow will be reforecast. Last month's figures are saved as the previous forecast, and the current forecast is displayed in yellow. This process is repeated monthly throughout the life of the project. In our Greenwood Park example, we'll now jump forward 12 months into the project's life and review the various reports in DM that show how the project is progressing against the original budget and the previous forecast. The forecast summary section of the cash flow sheet provides the development manager with a line-by-line view of each cost and revenue item against the original budget, the project budget, and the previous budget. In this section, the development manager can also monitor the actual cost to date, total cost to date, and forecast to complete on a line-by-line basis. The summary sheet provides the development manager with an overview of his project's revenues, costs, and key performance indicators compared with previous forecasts and budgets with variances between them. In the case of the Greenwood Park project, we can see that the net development profit has increased by over $3 million. DM provides the means to determine why this change has occurred and what the current position is. DM also tracks changes in your development margin, net present value, project IRR, and equity IRR. In this project, there is a significant increase in the development margin, but a much smaller increase in the IRR. In returns on funds invested, further details are provided about the project, including the current equity and debt requirements, and variances between budgets for key metrics, such as peak exposure and payback dates. Finally, in the Chart tab, the development manager is provided with a graphical representation of debt exposure and profit, current and historical budgets compared against each other, and projected profit charts, which measures changes in the forecast profit throughout the project's life. In this example, we can see the forecast profit has increased from about $7 million to now over $10 million. Like DF, DM has the same risk analysis tools as a sensitivity tab and a probability tab. And also, just like DF, data from DM can be exported to the EstateMaster Enterprise database at any time. For a more detailed look at DM, please see the separate DM6 video on our website or YouTube channel. EstateMaster CC is a program that works in conjunction with the EstateMaster Enterprise database to provide a comprehensive view of your entire property development portfolio. Once DF and DM cash flow data has been exported to the Enterprise database, users of CC can group DF and DM cash flows into projects and portfolios and generate a wide array of consolidation and comparison reports based on these. This makes CC ideal for multi-stage developments, managing large development portfolios, evaluating all active potential projects, analyzing funding peaks and surplus cash flow, and analyzing consolidated returns. CC allows you to view cash flows on a financial years basis. CC allows you to apply equity and debt funding structures to a group of consolidated cash flows. It allows you to forecast consolidated company profits and equity requirements by overlaying new acquisitions analyzed in DF against the existing projects currently being managed in DM. Allows you to manage the new acquisition pipeline more effectively by having a detailed understanding of the current profits being realized from the existing projects. And it allows you to amalgamate and report cash flows in different currencies using customizable exchange rates. Here we can see the DF and DM files created earlier for the Greenwood Park development as part of the project and portfolio. The dashboard at the bottom of the screen shows a quick snapshot without the need to open any data files or reports. The dashboard can be run in consolidation mode, which shows you the consolidated view for the selected project or portfolio, or in comparison mode, which compares the best and worst options in the selected project or portfolio based on defined key performance indicators, or it can be run in individual mode, which provides a snapshot of just the selected cash flow. The acquisition manager will most likely use CC to run comparison reports on DF files within the project to compare multiple cash flow scenarios or options. This will be in order to identify the differences between them and to determine which is the most viable option. The development manager can use CC consolidation reports to view how the entire project or portfolio is tracking against various budgets. They can also use the financing feature in CC to apply equity and debt funding over a consolidated group of cash flows. The management and finance team can use CC to examine the effects of bringing on prospective new projects into the existing portfolio. This is in order to identify the impact on the portfolio's performance and forecast future funding requirements. If the organization works on projects on a global scale, reporting in different currencies is also possible. For a more detailed look at CC, please see the separate CC version 6 video on our website or YouTube channel. If you have questions about this or any other EstateMaster process, or you'd like to try a 14-day trial of our software, please visit www.estatemaster.com or contact us at any of our global offices.